All right, hello everyone. This is Sharonda, and this is my YouTube channel and YouTube podcast all in one, Magic Mind Media. And so I've already did my prayer. We're going to go ahead and get into the reading for today. All right, but before I do so, I would like to state that this podcast and YouTube channel, Magic Mind Medium, is for entertainment, informational, and sometimes educational purposes. All right. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to proceed. So what do I want to what do I want to pose in terms of a reading for today? Well, I am going to speak on the subject of spiritual sacrifices. That being said, I think I'm going to I'm going to say that this tarot is in relation to someone who may feel as though they're on a curse, a hits, a jinx, or whatever the case may be, a spell, if that makes sense. All right. All right. So I have the King of Swords here and 10 of Staffs. All right. So the King of Swords mentions an intentional leader, strategic thought. So this could be someone that's in some type of position of authority or power. And you're wanting to know if the people that are around me, I can trust them if they're trying to set me up or whatever the case may be. So I equate the 10 of wands the 10 of staffs, similarly to the 10 of wands. I have stress, exhaustion, too many burdens. I do believe it's a lot of negative influences, and lo and behold, just pay attention. So I want it to be known that um, if you're the type of person who may be picking up on paranormal activity, seems like in a lot of places you go, I'm going to say that depending on the region, and do bear with me, I had some cornstarch. Take that on here on my braids. All right. What you could be dealing with is could be more or less with the soul. Like someone, you may have a curse, you may have a jinx or a hit or whatever the case might be. Because I do understand and realize that certain spaces and land spaces do hold energy, right? However, every place doesn't hold negative energy, if that makes sense to anybody. I mean, we may have had some things that happen in history in regards to wars and battles and things like that. But I don't feel as though every ounce of land is cursed per se, if that makes sense. So what you could be very well dealing with is called either a curse, hits, jinx, or under a spell, something of the sort. So how would you know the difference? How would you know if you're under a hex, jinx, curse, spell, or whatever the case may be? Um, when you are under a curse or a hex, jinx, or a spell, typically it's going to follow you no matter where you go, right? Because it's based on the soul is from within. So you have to get what's within right in order to proceed. Like in order for you to heal, sometimes we got to forgive ourselves and others in order to move forward. And I think this is what this reading is for right now. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to proceed with. This is what I feel based on these cards. It shows me the cards fell out in a cross. Well, number one, I don't know how to um, shuffle too well, but I'm learning. have a page of swords. Page of swords. Um, so the page of swords mentions a curious kid, gossip, spies, prying eyes, and truth. Yeah, I just put it this way. I honestly feel as though something you got affiliated with which has eyes, oversight, or overseeing of you. If that makes sense. Something kept telling me FBI, FBI, FBI. That makes sense to anybody. FBI, FBI. Like certain energies there are similarly to the FBI, investigative type of energy, heavy investigative type of energy, constantly coming around, constant. Yes, right. I get the sun card here. Um, it says material happiness, a joyous outcome, success. I'm going to say I don't necessarily believe that you have a curse or on you. It could very well just be spoken word. Like somebody spoke something on you. Well, a curse can be spoken upon you, but I think curses are already in place, is what I feel. Um, what is going on with you, I feel, could very well be a hits or a jinx. And what exactly is that? I think you have a case of evil eye. If you are aware of what evil eye is, and I also would like to stress that the spiritual subject I have not mentioned earlier, I'm going to speak about spiritual sacrifices. Is what I'm going to speak about. I think you have a case of evil eye. So let's go ahead. Let's proceed. What exactly is evil eye? What is evil eye? I'm going to tell you what evil eye is because it is real. Um, so I am on a website and I'm going to briefly pull up. So is evil eye a curse? You could reference it to a curse, but curses to me are something that is already set in stone, like it's traditional, if that makes sense. Like you may have a curse on your bloodline of genetics or health concerns or um, whatever the case may be, right? Evil eye is oversight by certain energies and entities, if that makes sense to anybody. So I get the synopsis of FBI energy, like investigative, a lot of investigative type of energy around whoever this reading is for. So, what is the evil eye? It says an old superstition stemming back to ancient traditions from across the world, such as Greek, Roman, Jewish, Islamic, Hindu, and Buddhist cultures. It is also found in many smaller folk and indigenous belief as well. Across cultures, the evil eye is essentially a curse passed on from one individual to another through an envious or malicious gaze. A person with immense success, beauty, or wealth is more likely to attract jealousy than anyone else, and that gaze jinxes the victim, cursing them with terrible luck and misery, and in some cases may elicit injury or death. To prevent the curse, many cultures around the world utilize certain charms or amulets, such as the Nazar amulet. So, I wasn't going to necessarily say that it was a curse, but based on what is written here, yeah, I just put it this way. I think the evil eye is to tell on what energy is overseeing you. So say for instance, if you are um you're in a situation where it seems like you're having a whole bunch of bad luck, nothing is ever going right, and you try to do everything, you disassociate all the toxic energy, behavior, habits, people, or what have you, and it still seems as though it keeps coming up. I'm going to say that what you could very well be dealing with is evil eye. Someone that's overseeing your situation is sending negative energies to you, and you will begin to see it in the spiritual sense of how people present to you. So in essence, it is a curse, but it's a, I guess it's a different way of a curse, a form of a curse, if that makes sense, right? So that's what I'm going to say, that I feel this reading is in regards to. You wanted to know, am I cursed? Are you cursed? Well, favorably, you can do it in a favorable sense, to where someone could be a watcher, like I consider myself to be a watcher, where I'm able to know and see things in a spiritual sense. It could be unfavorable, particularly if the person that is watching is looking to do harm, if that makes sense. Okay? I have this card here, the moon. Unseen problems, voluntary changes, trust your intuition. I think something may have occurred. Something may have occurred. Perhaps. Now, I'm gonna tell you what the curse, what I consider the curse, as to how or why the evil eye exists from the get go. Right? So, is it some dealings with something financial, mafia type energy, or trafficking, or something that is not um, favorable? Could be the very well reason for the oversight of this evil eye. The next card I get is this one. Six of Swords, red flag. So Six of Swords mentions a necessary transition, relocating, movement. Right. I think if you move from place to place, even, it will still follow you. You perhaps had may have disassociated yourself several different times with several different. It's like, okay, I move here, and then I get a start off fresh, start off new, and boom, I move over here, I move over here, I move over there, more or less like a nomad. Move about. Well, I'm going to tell you what that is. You could potentially have moved from another country, or even moved to another country, and you still have this energy. And it's like, okay, now I can understand if I cut ties from certain things that I should not do, certain people I should not entertain, certain things I should not, activities I should not partake in. So at this point in time, what is it? All right. Well, we're going to find that out now. Let's get a little deeper in. I'm going to tell you that I feel as though it is evil eye. I feel as though, I'm supposed to be doing my these cards here. Bear with me just a moment. Let me go get my phone. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and I should have did this prior to. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to download the guide, and I'm gonna actually pull these cards here. These are my new past life oracle cards, which pretty much would give me a sensibility about your background. Um, okay, let's go all the way down. and it will tell a tale. It will tell a tale because when we're under the influence, just put it this way, certain people or spirits can detect and pick up on fake, fraud, and phoniness. And particularly when you have those who are seeking to prove something or to make a point, they're going to forever do that, if that makes sense to anybody, right? And so, no matter what where you go, it's going to be that same similar thing. So, what I'm going to do is, because I think this is a very important reading, somehow, is what I feel. So I'm gonna do a 4 card spread. It says to perform this spread, consider an issue for which you want to know the past life or archetype connected to it. Then pull 4 cards. This can either be 4 cards fronts or a combination of card fronts and back. Read the top of each card. If needed, you can look up the definition for the card's fronts in the major themes and archetypes chapter. Um, uh, Using the reading above as an example, at the top of the first card could represent a male or female with considerable. Okay, so basically, all right, so now I get it. I get it. So, okay. So I'm going to do a 4 card spread. And this is basically going to give me some idea as to what is transpiring with you at this particular time. Whoever this reading resonates with, okay? All right, so let's proceed. Let's see. I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right. I'm going to literally, based on how this is set up, and please don't take offense to this. Do not take offense to this, okay? I'm reading the cards as it may because this is my first time actually downloading the guide and seeing how these cards work. So we're going to see what it is that you are exhibiting. I think you are in a classification that you have no knowledge of, and this is what the oversight of that energy that is coming towards you is. So I have loss of status or reputation trauma. Something traumatic I feel came towards you is what it lets me know. That is the top of the card. Trauma. Something traumatic happened in your past. And based on what it just mentions, when I do a 4 card, whatever is at the top is what you read. Right? So this is what is at the top. If you can see that. Loss of status or reputation trauma. Something traumatic happened in your past, I feel, that will constitute this so-called curse or evil eye. Now, call it as it may, LGBT love. I'm just reading the cards as it may. I didn't, I put the cards down and I shifted to where it goes, but I didn't turn no cards around. No. So, when you, and this is not to say anything negatively to anyone who is LBGTQ plus or whatever the case may be, right? However, those energies, certain energies, when they see a likeness, they want to pull you in. more or less like a recruiter, right? Um, that's not to pick on this particular group. I'm not a representation of this group. I just want that to be known. But I think when you dibble and dabble into certain or bring in confusions, you get this recruitment or recruiter type energy that wants to come in, right? And it's a constant, constant, constant. Right. Particularly if you are doing some things that may not necessarily be kosher. Who is constantly wondering about what you do in your bedroom and constantly worrying about your personal endeavors? Because the average person really doesn't have time to be concerned about or consumed with what someone is doing in their bedroom, right? Unless they are in their bedroom. So, that being said, I don't know if you have any type of associations that you are partnered with, or spiritual duty or spirit related job field, fraternities, whatever. Could very well be what a lot of this energy is coming from. So let's see if I can get clarity. Let's spin the wheel. Let's see. I'm not able to spin on this here. I have guru or idol identity. Who do you put your reverence and time towards? Like, who do you profess to be your savior or your the person that will um that you find peace and solace with? Because I have guru or idol identity. That in itself is going to tell what that oversight of that energy is coming from. Is what it lets me know. I have mental illness here. I think what you're dealing with is considered a curse because it's not healthy. Is what source is letting me know. It's not healthy. It's not a healthy energy because it's a difference between when someone is a watcher and when someone has a fixation or an obsession, if that makes sense to anybody, right? That's just my synopsis based on these cards. Based on these cards, and I'm not saying this to be offensive to anyone. I'm not. All right, we're going to go ahead. We're going to pull out. Give me at least three cards out of this one here. So, based on what I gather here, I'm going to say that based on the cards, you may need to. Got me a candle here. The next moon cycle is when the next moon. I mean, you can do it now. I mean, you don't have to wait till the next moon cycle. You know, but I'm going to say certain energies you'll take note of. You'll be sensitive to certain energies at certain times. November 15th, Friday, next Friday. No, actually, this Friday. Get you a white candle. Say your prayer. If you know, if there was some confusion there, right? Because we all will be not so sure. I'm not going to necessarily say confused. And you may feel as though there's a little bit of obsessive or obsession there. Ask God to remove that energy away. All right. Okay, dokie. So we're going to. It gives me four cards here, and we're going to pull out these cards. Okay. I have King of Wands here. King of Wands. It says assertiveness. That's what it is. I think a lot of it is wanting you to um, step out of your comfort zone. You could very well be someone who is considered to be passive, and a lot of this energy wants you to be assertive or be um, kind of like violent, even. So I have Queen of Wands here. Queen of Wands card mentions a feisty person, confident, self-assurance. I want to say this energy is coming from an older. Um, I get this. I get this energy is coming from an older person. Could very well be a grandmother type energy towards you. The next card I get here is Ace of Coins. Says prosperity. New job, raise, promotion, investment, new income. Yeah, I think this new job or whatever this spiritual duty is has a lot of investment in you for prosperity or for growth. That being said, I think you're being oversight by energies that has those excessive capabilities. The next card I get here is Knight of Cups. It mentions negotiations. I think you may have been a proposition if that makes sense. Um, the Knight of Cups mentions a prince or princess, charming romance proposal. Somebody I feel within this spiritual duty try to set you up. I get the synopsis that you thought that you was there to set people up, and lo and behold, they was trying to set you up. Is what it lets me know. You have to be very careful with certain energies. Is what I feel. But like I said, I get evil eye surrounding this reading. Ace of Cups. I had the Ace of Coins. Now I have the Ace of Cups. It says joy. New baby, relationship, proposal, marriage. I honestly feel as though they're gonna try to hide it by way of a relationship or a baby or whatever the case may be to kind of throw you off. Yeah, you have to be very careful. Don't get cocky. Don't get beside yourself because many times people will set things in motion to deceive you, and I'm not gonna say people because normal people are not like that. I'm going to say negative energies that works through certain people. That's what I'm going to say. Um, and if you're not careful and you get beside yourself, you'll fall into the abyss of the madness. If that makes sense to anybody. Okay, give me a couple more cards. Give me a couple more cards here. Yeah, I believe you're under the influence of evil eye, like entities within the entity, spirits within the spiritual entity that are playing have no real um, notion about what the job entails. Really don't give a damn because it's too complex. So let's just find something to do. That's what I feel. And oftentimes that type of energy will make up shit as they go along. It's too complex. Just do whatever. Okay, whatever. I have King of Wands here. King of Wands. I get a King of Wands energy. You know what? I'm going to say that evil eye is possibly or potentially coming from whoever is in authority of this spiritual duty, is what it lets me know. That's what I'm going to say this energy is coming from. This is the evil eye here. Something lets me know that this energy is a fire sign: Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. One of these signs. It says the king of, I'm not going to read the description, but something lets me know. Let's get the keywords here. Career focused. Yeah, I think that's what that oversight is coming from. It's from this king of wands energy, who could very well be a fire sign. I also get a queen of cups as well. So could there very well be someone that is at the same level of this king of wands that is doing some oversight as well, putting their flair in it. Now, based on this is a water sign: Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces energy. All right, so I'm going to say in this instance, and this is not to be biased towards anyone, right? I want to say this is a watcher, this Queen of Cups energy. This is a watcher, like a voice of reason. I'm also uh, going to say that this King of Wands is the one that is trying to set you up. I think this Queen of Cups is like an off-label position that no one really knows what, potentially really knows what it is that she does. They're more or less like the voice of reason. How the Knight of Pentacles turn upside down. Right now, this is what you need to do. Apart from lighting your candle coming Friday or today, whenever you watch this video, saying your prayer, meditating, and remaining disciplined. Because right here it says self-discipline, boredom, feeling stuck, stagnation, perfectionism, work without reward, and carelessness. Some of that energy may be you may see exhibited, but you yourself have to stay headstrong because it's going to let you know about certain energies and deception, is what I feel. Based on these cards. Based on the cards. Now what lies beneath? Well, we're going to find out what lies beneath. I think a lot of this energy is that is within a spiritual duty is looking to set up energies that is within the spiritual duty. If that makes sense to anybody, yes, yes, I feel as though that is so. So I am going to wait till later part of the day to do my spiritual subject, which I'll be speaking on spiritual duty. All right. All right, give me some cards. Give me some cards about this evil eye. I believe this within whatever spiritual duty or I'm going to say spirit related job, that you are in. There are some. Just put it this way. I think it's oversight for those who oversees. If that makes sense to anybody, like somebody, the ones that are watching are being watched. Right. That's what I think the evil eye is in this instance of the matter. You had a sense that you had some autonomy, that you could just do as you wanted, and little did you know that you were the one that was brought to the job to be watched. See, a lot of times they allow you to do things just so they can sit back and let you hang yourself. Is what I feel. If you get the sensation or the sensibility that you are in a movie, perhaps there are multiple people watching, multiple cameras. You start feeling as though eyes are on you, potentially because that's the spirit within you letting you know that could very well be the case. The first card I got to get is this one here. Fighting for what you love, claiming what's yours. Love is a battlefield. Um, it's a test. I feel ultimately it's a test. Promiscuous. I think in this situation, um, they're trying to see how you think and feel about things. Is what I feel. I have bugaboo. That's that bugaboo energy. I'm going to say just in me pulling this, because like I said, I felt as though it's a king of wands energy within the space that takes on this bugaboo energy. I'm going to say this person is being watched as well. Red lipstick stains, they're looking for evidence on this person as well, is what it lets me know. Yeah, right. Tantric sex. What is tantric sex? Everything keep coming up in regards to sex. Tantric sex. Again, this podcast and YouTube channel is for entertainment purposes. Woven together. Yeah. Yeah, somebody is trying to set you up is what I feel, and them themselves is going to get you set up. And that goes to show you how certain energy begins to get so cocky to where it forgets that it has a boss as well, right? It has get in the room. Uh-huh. I think this energy is going to be set up. It's going to be set up. They're going to set things into motion for this person, and in turn give him a rope, and it's going to hang his own self is what's going to happen. You have to be very careful with this type of energy. If this whoever it resonates with, you need to remain humble and focused. This is not to be paranoid, because if you do what you're supposed to do and you don't get beside yourself, there's no need to feel like someone is trying to set you up. But essentially, they are trying to set you up, and I think it's going to backfire, is what I feel. All right, so we got 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're going to go ahead and bring this to a close, and as I mentioned later, part of the day, I will get to my spiritual subject for the day, speaking about spiritual sacrifices. I have summer here. I think the significance of this is this right here. I feel, because I have the summer month here, could very well when all the things come into fruition. What is in this? What's the summer months? Well, we know May, June, July. And what zodiacs are around that time of the year? Well, I'm going to go over that now. Is it May, June, July, or June? No, June, July, August. June, July, August is when the summer months are. All right, so Gemini, the twins, Cancer, the crab, Leo, the lion. Yes. I get passion here. That's what I feel. Passion card. Meditation. You need to stay focused. I'm not saying this so you can um be afraid. You need to stay focused. I have the hunter. They're looking for something. This hunter bugaboo energy, right? Some of these energy takes on the impression like they work for the FBI, but they don't. It's an imposter, is what it is. It's an energy, a spirit. Yeah, it wants to be important, but it didn't make the cut because it's played with mental challenges. I think this is an obsession versus authenticity. Is what I feel. So they may present to you as though they are an undercover officer or they are a whatever. It's the mind. It's in the mind. Right. All right. So I am going to conclude this episode of Magic Mind Medium for the reading for today. But again, you want to get your prayer and you want to light your candle and when you do these things, God will divert you from that energy, particularly because something lets me know. I did a reading a couple of days ago that some things are going to begin to present itself come the spring, but it's going to really start open up mid-year, which is about summer. A lot of energy is going to present itself. So you want to be able to diffuse a lot of that negative energy away, right? Because I think it's a battle towards the mind, mental challenges is what I feel. Okay. So I am going to conclude this episode of Magic Mind Medium. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, you can comment below. Until then, have a safe and wonderful day.